Today we're looking at paddleboarding, so we're going to show you some of the skills and techniques that you need to learn to go paddleboarding. I'm down at a point on the canal, and when you're putting your board in, obviously just be careful because you're leaning out over the water. Sometimes it's easy to drop it in sideways. I'm just going to put mine down like that. And then you'll notice that I've already leashed my leg to the board so it can't float away. And then I just put it right by the wood here. And it's always best to kneel on it first. So I'm just going to get onto it kneeling like this. Get on with your knees to start with because it will make it much easier. And then you grab your paddle and you push out into the water. Just going to turn it around. And then as soon as you're away from any objects, don't stand up too near something like that because you can bang your head if you fall. So when you're away from any objects, simply get up onto one leg and then the other. Now, some of the skills we're going to talk about, you're actually going to be assessed on 8 different skills. The skills are going to be completing a warm-up before you get on, getting safely onto the board, holding the paddle correctly, moving forwards, stopping, turning, being able to paddle 200 metres, that's a little way down the canal, and then doing a controlled wobble. Let's just have a really quick talk about the kit. So here's the paddle board, comes with a paddle, always wear a life jacket and make sure it's clipped up. It's no good if it's not done on properly. And you leash your leg to the board, so if you do fall off, and this is especially important in the sea, you're not going to fall off into the water. So the first thing we're going to look at is going forwards. Now, a good idea when you're going to hold your paddle, you want to hold it the same width apart as your shoulders. So I'm holding mine like this at the moment, and if I just go up like that, my arms should be at a right angle, so you can see they pretty much are. So I think, yeah, I'm holding it in the right position. So if I just turn the board around, I can just go backwards over here a minute, and I'll just show you how to paddle forward. So you're getting a free demonstration to start with of backwards paddling. Just watching out for other boats in the canal, of course. So to paddle forwards, get your paddle and put it in the water at the front of the boat. And then you run it down the rail like this and take it out by your foot. And you just simply glide forward. Now, as you're doing this, let me just go backwards to show you that one more time. As you're paddling forwards, you can check that when you put the paddle in, it wants to go in nice and straight like that. What you don't want to be doing is hitting the water like that or just splashing a bit, because that's not going to get you anywhere. So you want to put your paddle in nice and straight, push it down, make sure the blade goes in, and you see the curve of the blade there, that goes backwards to pull you backwards. So the blade goes in like that, and off you go. Now you've already seen me go backwards a little bit, so, and when you're paddling forwards, every couple of paddles, you're going to want to change hands, because otherwise, you're just going to go around in circles, which obviously you don't want. A technique you can work towards, which is pretty useful as well, if you want to keep paddling on one side, is if you paddle forwards, and then you turn the blade and acts like a rudder, so it pushes you back the other way. And by doing that, you can go forwards without having to constantly change the side you're paddling. So we've looked at going forwards. I'm just going to go back to the side of the canal so I can come back and I will show you stopping and turning. You see me turning around, I'll show you how to do it. So we're paddling towards you now, and I want to stop the board, and the easiest way to do it is just turn the paddle around, jam it in the water, and then you can turn it from side to side, and then that will just stop the board. If you want to turn, there's 2 ways of doing this. A gentle turn, if you just keep paddling on one side, it's going to take you around in that direction. You can either turn by paddling forwards at the front or at the back you drag the water towards you. So it's away at the front or towards at the back, and that will turn the board round. And if you are wanting to do a very big turn, you can actually stick the paddle a bit further out. So rather than just be paddling here, if I push it right out like that, that's going to turn the board very quickly. But just watch your balance when you're doing that. And the last thing I want to show you is, this is all just gentle paddling stuff, but if you want to get a bit of speed up, use your whole body, the core of your body to help you paddle. So, knees slightly bent, back straight, and you reach the paddle right in like this. And this will help you go a bit faster. And the last skill we want to look at I can't remember what I said at the very start, I should have told you this, that you want your feet either side of the handle in the middle of the board. Just coming in a bit close, just going to stop myself there. Feet either side of the handle, and then when you're confident and you're feeling you've got the balance, you can just wobble the board like that a bit, knees bent, lower yourself down a bit, and then your knees act as a shock absorber. That's the main things for paddling on a paddle board. Thanks for watching, and we can have a chat about this, and good luck when you have a go yourself.